Dudes, that's a little bit of rain, huh? Okay, I'm out here in the wash station. I've been washing potatoes that I harvested a few weeks ago. And at first I started out using the totes that I washed in last year, but I don't know, it's kind of a pain. So I ended up using this colander from the house that I used to wash carrots last week. And so I started with some Haida and German Butterballs, but there are some that are so tiny that I don't know if it's such a pain to wash them. So I just grabbed a tub of Shepody, which also has some French Fingerlings and Magic Mollies in there. The Shepody's a lot bigger, so I'm going to start with those, make myself feel better. But this is what I got going over here. I've got some cardboard boxes that I'm sticking the potatoes in. The only problem is that I'm having like the Haida, the skin is flaking off, so I'm trying to actually wash it all off. And so that's kind of time consuming. And the German Butterballs they're much tougher and they're way easier to deal with. And then I've got this little box here of little potatoes I've been separating out. So anyway, back to washing potatoes. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. I've got 2 buckets of potatoes that, you know, parts of them froze or they have really bad spots on them. So those will go in the compost. I've got a couple of tubs, one of Haida, one of German Butterball that I need to go through. I think I'll just leave those there for the night. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with those little guys. And so then just a few German Butterball here, Haidas, and I've got some Shepody that had some problems. So I know this box I need to deal with first. These are some Shepody that were pretty nice. And then I was having issues with the French Fingerlings, their skin coming off too. So there's that, and I've got some Magic Mollies here as well. Oh yeah, and I've got my other box of little guys over there. Okay, change of plans. I need to make a pumpkin pie. So I gotta go to the store and get some pumpkin. It's been raining a lot. No, I'm not gonna get an actual pumpkin. I'm getting pumpkin in a can. La 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 la. I've got a new sprayer, this Blastorama. Okay, so this sprayer is a little much for the sink. But I'm gonna try and wash potatoes in here. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, even if I make a big mess all over the kitchen, it doesn't really matter, right? It's just water. Oh, shoot. Dude, this is gonna work. And I'm gonna be warm and cozy with warm-ish water, with lukewarm water. And it's gonna be great. Let's turn on the music. One tub done. The nice ones and the little cruddier ones. Okay, so I'm not going to use this sink out here anymore. I've got one more tub of Haidas to wash up and then I'll be done with the potatoes. But yeah, the deal with the kitchen sink was that the faucet was leaking and the sprayer wouldn't put out any pressure. So Tyler went ahead and replaced that, which is why I made him a pumpkin pie. And so I'm gonna go ahead and use that for this last batch. So I'm out here, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, open up all the hoses and drain everything out so that when it freezes, everything will be safe out here. Last tub of potatoes done. Haida potatoes. A lot of these with damage that couldn't be dealt with. These are the nicer ones. And these ones are a little more sketchy. Yeah. I cut into sections like this brown spot. And it seemed like it was okay. Didn't go too deep. So we'll see how much of these I can actually do something with. Good German Butterballs, 28 pounds. Bad German Butterballs, 23 pounds. Good Shepody. Bad Shepody, plus Haida. French Fingerlings. Second batch of good Haida. Second batch of bad Haida. Okay, dudes, so I have 6 tubs full of potatoes up to the brim in this fridge here. And they're so heavy, I can't hardly lift them. Maybe 50 pounds each. Is that 300 pounds of potatoes? But some of these are green and some of them have holes and some of them might have gotten frozen. This is the fridge. I've got the potatoes in, kind of stacked up in here, and my bag of carrots too. I am done washing potatoes, but I've still got more to do with them. Last week I planted some of the potatoes out in my potato patch in hopes that they'll come up in the spring so I don't have to deal with planting potatoes in the spring. But just in case they don't come up, I think I'm going to go ahead and cure some of the ones I have underneath the couch in the house like I did last year. I've got a video about that, how I did that. And then the rest of them, you know, some of them are good. They'll probably keep in those cardboard boxes in the refrigerator. Some of the others, especially the Haida, they have nicks and dings and blemishes on them and they probably won't keep for very long. So I think with those, I'm going to cut out the bad spots, chop them up, and put them in the freezer. So that's kind of the plan. I had hoped to be done with all this garden stuff by next week, Thanksgiving, but beginning of this week, I just let my spindly little arms have a rest from all the shoveling I did last week. And so then I just got a few hours of work in each day with these potatoes. So anyway, I've still got a few things to do out in the garden, but hopefully I can wrap this up pretty quickly and move on to other more fun things. I'm kind of tired of harvesting and cleaning and freezing and dealing with vegetables. So anyway, that is it for the week. That pumpkin pie I made was amazing. I've got the spices and everything kind of perfectly figured out. And so at some point I may do a recipe video on pumpkin pie. I do have a video on my blackberry pie, but yeah. So yeah, that's coming up and all the other things that I can do once I'm done with this garden stuff. See you guys next week.